Yeah, that's, again, the start of the season. Take a look at this. StatCast is powered by Google Cloud, and he's crushing it in any number of ways. Just his results data and the process data. That's expected batting average, expected slugging, ex-WOBA, which is built on a batting average sort of template. So if you're hitting 323, that's all right. 431, you're crushing it. Hard hit percentage going from 35% to over 52%. And again, if you go by guys with 100 plate appearances, he is number one in the National League in OPS plus. Now, at the start of the show, I was talking to Mad Dog Russo. We're talking about Hall of Famer. And we have Rookie of the Year, MVP, batting title, best player on a team that's won 3 World Series championships. If I'm rolling out that resume, is that guy a Hall of Famer? That guy's a Hall of Famer. And yet, when you look at Buster Posey's career, I was surprised in there might not be enough volume, although that guy should be in Cooperstown. With this resurgence, though, Dave, it kind of changes the whole equation.
Yeah, and I think what we're seeing is a healthy Buster Posey. 2018, 2019 that you showed there, and he didn't play in 2020. He was hurt. He had a back injury that kind of created this almost lifelessness in his bat. He was not driving the baseball like he had, but his 7-year peak, to me, BK, he was the 9th best ever for a catcher, 36.6. As you mentioned, with all the accolades, this is a guy that I believe belongs in the Hall of Fame. And if he starts to continue to swing the bat like he is right now, I don't think there's any doubt in it.
Look, I pushed for decades, Dave, about an objective methodology for the Hall of Fame, and a lot of it was based on, let me get, WAR, what are you actually looking for, and then name it. But sometimes it should hit you in the gut. He hits you in the gut. That guy's great. That guy won championships.
During that peak 7 years, don't you think for a 5-year period within his peak that he was a top 3 player?
Oh, yeah.
Top 3 player in the game of baseball.
No question. He hit with the big boys as a catcher in a very pitcher-friendly park. By the way, top 10 right now. He's been gone for 2 years. He was number 1 from 2015 to 2019. So if he gets up on the ballot, what would you need, Joel, to vote for Buster Posey?
Not much more. I mean, look, I'm surprised a little bit by Chris. I wonder if he almost is too intimate with it because he's a Giant fan and watches it a lot. Because I think the argument against Posey, and I'm going to throw in Yadier Molina also, is this very analytic thing where people start talking to me about Yadier Molina's WAR. I'm like, look, guys, I love analytics. Do you think there's a conspiracy in the game where every pitcher who worked with Yadier Molina is saying he's a pitcher whisperer and made me better? And they won championships with run prevention? Because, we have to use our eyes and some knowledge of what the professionals on the field are telling us. So that's Yadier Molina. So I'm glad he's having a great offensive year this year, Molina, because if he needed it to get over the top, great.
Right.
For Posey, I'm glad he's having a comeback. To me, Posey, for the first 5-6 years of his career, that's kind of a Derek Jeter career, right? He's the central, emotional, successful player on multiple championships.
He's the best player. Yeah, he's the best player.
Multiple championships. I do think it's what's lost with analytics a little bit, which is the goal isn't to produce great numbers. It's to win with the great numbers.
Right.
Kirby Puckett played 10 years. He was the best player on 2 champions. Posey, the best player on 3 championship teams. The value of that is spectacular. He was a great player.
Yeah, I'm going to launch into a Bernie Williams thing here if you're not too careful. But winning 4 championships and being the best player, or at worst tied for the best position player with Derek Jeter during his peak. But that's Bernie Williams, who I think should be in the Hall of Fame. What happens with the Giants and his option now? Because now we're thinking, well, there's no way you're going to pay that much money. But actually, if he's the number 1 hitting catcher in the game, no, you kind of pay that money.
Yeah, I think they end up picking it up if he continues the way he is right now, because I think what they've got going in San Francisco right now, they're starting to believe again. This is a team that picked up 3 pitchers. They're outperforming, I think, what everyone else thought. But Farhan Zaidi has done a great job putting together a team that is winning right now.
But that guy's crushing it, and you're thinking $22 million. Between the branding and the guy is hitting, and it's Buster Posey, you probably pick that up, right?
Or you say, hey, let's extend. We won't pick you up for 21, 22, but what if we made it 3 at 45, 3 at 50?
It's a guy thinking right there in our front office. That's thinking. Joe
and by the way,
they
have a ton of money coming off the books after this year, but part of that is you're going to have to replace, the Brandon Crawfords, the Brandon Belts, the Cuetos, the Alex Woods, et cetera, are all free agents.
All right.